New year, new me, maybe, but that's not going to happen if we don't first have this conversation before you start planning everything in 2026, before you start planning this new cycle of 9 years that is going to take you to a radically different reality. We need to talk about this. And if you are postponing this conversation, if you are taking this video and putting it aside, it's because you have been avoiding answering these questions for you. New year, new me doesn't happen if you don't change the way in which you're embracing life. And there are some things that you're not willing to see. I know that you probably have been wanting to go to therapy, to go to a workshop, to have a mentor, to have a coach, and you haven't done it because there are some mirrors and areas of your life that you're not willing to sit with. And today I am going to share with you three things that you need to release, that you need to let go. Believe me, I am not anyone to tell you what you need to do or what you don't need to do, but I do know, seeing in my own experience and seeing thousands of people going through the same thing and seeing what is it that is keeping them stuck. This is what you need to change and what you need to release. And I also know that the moment in which you take a time to leave these three things in the past, you're going to feel like a whole new person. These are patterns that are not so visible in the surface. This is something that is not so evident. This is something that requires your awareness to see and your willingness to be transparent and honest with yourself. So let's start with the first one. If you feel that the next year is a year in which you're finally aligning with your purpose, allowing yourself to be fulfilled, creating an identity, a purpose, a career that feels successful, rich, delicious within yourself. You need to let go of the need of being understood by everyone. Believe me, if you are being understood by everyone right now, that means that you are just trying to fit in and you're not being yourself. Because when you truly belong somewhere instead of trying to fit in, you are the most authentic, different, radical version of yourself. That's where your magic is. Your magic is in the connection between the dots that only you have. That experience that you had in business and that spiritual awakening that you had. Connecting those two together is what makes you unique and allows you to have a perspective that nobody else can share with the world. When you're feeling like you have to be understood by everyone and people don't understand you and they just don't understand how it is to be you and the experiences that you have been through, you are feeding your mind with this idea that you are lonely, that you are alone in your own journey, and that's the reason why you're thinking that you have to do everything by yourself. If you want to scale to a radical different place, if you want to take up the space that you are meant to take in this planet, it is time for you to know that you're not doing this alone. You have not only the opportunity, but the responsibility to receive from others as well. When you don't allow yourself to receive the support, the guidance, um, the attention, the space that other people is giving you, you're also blocking yourself to feel like you deserve that in somebody else's life. If there's a person that has been trying to help you, if there's a person that is always supporting you, if there's a person that you know that is ready to receive your guidance, that receive your magic, to receive your gift, make sure that you are sharing that with them before the year ends and that you are letting go of the expectation of being understood by everyone. The more misunderstood that you are, the more that it means that you are playing a different song, that you are living at your own rhythm, and that's what's going to set you apart in this moment where artificial intelligence is coming all over and it's like evolving so fast. This is the moment for you to be different, for you to be radical, for you to bring like a little of a different spice into the plate. Think of the people that come to your mind when you are afraid you'll be misunderstood, because it's not everyone. Normally, it's a few people that you are afraid about what they're going to think about you, how are they going to get your message, and think of what are you making it mean about yourself. If you think that somebody's going to think something about you, is because there's a piece of that that still rings as truth for yourself. So what are the parts of you that also believe that to be true? And when you sit with that, it's not that you are being afraid of being misunderstood from other people, it's that you want to understand yourself in everything that you're doing. And you know what, we are complex human beings. There are parts of us that we're just not going to understand. And it is very different to understand something from the mind and know something from the heart, from this certainty. If I ask you, hey, can you prove to me how much you love your daughter? You could, or this person that is very important in your life, you could share with me why you love them, but I can ask you, like, give me a proof of that. And you can never give me the data because that's something that you don't even need me to believe that is true. You know it. You have the certainty that you love this person and that this is so meaningful to you. So, what are the areas of your life in which you are afraid you'll be misunderstood because you're also lacking that certainty and that ownership of who you are? What is it that you think you should be more like the others and you're dismissing your own uniqueness and your gifts and your authenticity? And that is very related to the second one. And this one is going to hit home. You need to release your need for clarity. Elizabeth, what do you mean by that? Tell me, how often have you been saying, well, I do know I want to act this way. I do know I have this goal. I do know I'm meant to do this or there's a purpose for me, but I'm waiting for clarity. Very often, what you want is just to feel like you're in control. And you are masking that as a need for clarity. When you're feeling like you need everything to be perfectly clear and open and shown to you, it's because your fear is speaking, your fear of the unknown, your fear that's wanting to keep you in the known, that's wanting to keep you in the familiarity, in that sense of certainty, in that sense of safety that is just your need for control. And believe me, nothing is going to happen there. Your fear is keeping you from action, and you know the only place where confidence is built through action. You are going to get more confident when you do the thing. Thinking about the thing is not doing the thing. Planning to do the thing is not doing the thing. Only doing the thing is doing the thing. But if you're waiting always for clarity, you're going to be wanting to control everything that is external to you, and you're going to be so exhausted of doing that you're going to feel like, well, maybe right now is not the right time. Maybe I'm not being shown or I'm not being guided into this path. Remember that in order for you to meet with spirit, in order for you to meet with God, you need to meet it halfway. You're being presented opportunities and a calling, but you need to go halfway. And believe me, that is where miracles can happen for you. When you decide to take action, that is where everything starts to clear up. If I could share this with you, it's almost like an identity upgrade where you turn fear into curiosity. And the only thing that you can have clarity and certainty of is who you are and what you're stepping into. So, my tip for you in order to have clarity is first be very clear in what your values are. And you're going to have that as a filter like, hey, my personal values are growth and joy or deliciousness, which means, hey, is this something that is making me grow? And that's a very clear or a very clear yes or a very clear no. Is this something that I will enjoy? A very clear yes or a very clear no. And when I do have my north so clear, when I know who's the woman that I'm becoming, I can see, hey, is this taking me closer or further from that version of me? And believe me, there are so many amazing opportunities that sound so great on paper, but when I ask these questions, it's like, hey, this is making me grow, but it's bringing me further from the version of me that I want to be. So what it doesn't make sense for me to grow in an area where I don't feel like I want to grow. And worse, if sometimes it's like I'm growing because I have this great opportunity to go and be in this market and guide this for these people, and but they are not the people that I want to work with. Yes, I'm gonna have more exposure, but it's not something that I'm going to enjoy, which is worst. It's not something that is going to be for me in the long term, and it's not something that is guiding me toward where I want to be. So, you want clarity? Do you have clarity of what your path is? And then every single time that you see a path, that you see a way, you're going to ask yourself, hey, is this bringing me closer? I assure you, no matter how cloudy it looks, the moment in which you take one step, you're going to see how everything clears up for you. So clarity and certainty within yourself. And the third one, you need to release the belief that awareness equals embodiment. We are just closing a chapter for humanity where we had all this very beautiful consciousness awakening and spiritual awakening. You have explored yourself. I call it like going to Elizabeth land. You're going to yourself land. It is a study and a mastery of who we are. The moment in which you understand where your trauma comes from, why you answer how you answer, When you get triggered by the things that you get triggered, that means that you are aware. That means that you have stepped out from your victim role, from the persona you were playing to be, and now you're seeing the role that you were playing as a creator of that reality. That doesn't mean that you have already transformed into a different version of yourself. And you need to know that if you were capable of seeing all those things, is because there's transformation in the other side of that healing journey, because there's transformation in the other side of the challenge. Having the awareness, knowing like, hey, I know that I react this way because I went through this with my parents, doesn't mean that you transform yourself. In reality, for many people, this is still a justification to stay stuck. So you can justify being in love with your own limiting beliefs. And this is one that I had to learn the hard way, and that I was repeating so often. I would say, like, as I was just sharing with you, I don't have the clarity, and I feel that I need to do these other things. I learned that I needed to prove myself so often and be excellent at everything that I was doing. So I need to take my time to do things better, because that's like the one thing that I'm lacking. And I was looking for that acceptance or that love in the other side of success. I had the awareness, but I was still justifying acting in the same way. The only way in which you transform a belief, the only way in which you close a healing chapter, you have so many initiations, but you need to have the graduation, is when you transform and embody the version of you whose story is different. So, the one thing that my inner child needed was, hey, it doesn't matter how you do, you are loved. It doesn't matter what success means to you, it doesn't matter how you perform, you are always valuable, you are always welcome, you're always seen, you deserve to take up space. And when I started acting from that space, you know what was the greatest shift that is going to be the same for you? The space between inspiration and action closed so fast that I was able to take inspired, aligned, coherent action so much farther. And I feel that this has allowed me to get like quantum jumps into different realities that were waiting for me. Allowing yourself to stop this belief of I'm conscious, and just bring that transformation into your body, is also quitting your narrative of being right. Yes, I know that you have been through challenge. Yes, I know that it has been difficult. And I also know that everything you have been through is part of the purpose you're here to serve, because it's allowing you to become more of who you are. And when you become more of who you are, everybody that is going to be touched around you is going to be inspired by your transformation. When you allow other people, you guide other people, you show what it seems like, what it looks like to be more of who you are, every single person around you expands, and you are then creating this collective ripple effect of expansion. For me personally, letting go of the narrative of being right was, yes, I've been challenged. Yes, I have been taken advantage of. Yes, I have been hurt. I have all the reasons not to take action today. I have all the reasons not to love. I have all the reasons to stay silent. I have all the reasons to cry, to never leave bed. I have so many reasons not to like myself, or to feel like I'm unworthy, to feel like I could justify all of that. But do I want to be right, or do I want to be loved? Do I want to be right, or do I want to make money? Do I want to be right, or do I want to create an impact in the world? I had to let go of my need of to be right in order to create what I knew I deserved to create. Because everything I thought I was being right about was what the world told me about me. And I had to let go of that narrative in order for me to step into the power of embodiment, of the knowing. It is not, many people will tell you, like, let go of control and release it. For me, more than releasing the wheel in the car, in the vehicle that I'm driving, it was about allowing a different part of me to drive. Again, the word is allowing. Allowing service to be through me, allowing purpose to talk through me, allowing whatever message it is that I'm sharing with you to be through me, and to be extended and shared with the person that needs to hear it right now. So, again, if you want to close this year, new you, powerful. I believe in you. This is your moment. You close this cycle when you give purpose to your own journey. Release the need to be understood by everyone. And the first way in which you do it is you put your voice out there, your message out there. Release your need for clarity, and the way that you do it is you just take action right now. And third, release the belief that awareness equals embodiment. And the way that you do it is you stop overthinking life and you start living it and enjoying it. You start making decisions from that space. I love you. I wish you the happiest new year. I'm going to leave here a free mastermind for you in how to expand the capacity of your nervous system to then welcome this new identity. And please share your message, share your new year wishes with me, and I'm gonna make sure that we have contact and we continue this conversation.